You feel it on a Tuesday, a dull ache under your ribs that wasn't there last week. You've had aches before. They went away. This one is a little worse each morning. So you do the responsible thing. You book a doctor. You are not afraid. You've gone to this clinic for 9 years. Here's the part nobody tells you. Your doctor already knows what she's going to say because she isn't the one deciding anymore. Today a machine will read your body in 11 seconds. It will be right about 90% of the time. The only question that matters is whether you are in the 90 or the 10. The clinic smells like coffee and hand sanitizer. Same as always. There's a kiosk by the door now. There didn't used to be. You check yourself in with your thumb. The screen is friendly. It thanks you for coming. Then it asks you to rate your last visit. You remember your last visit. Different doctor. An older man. Silver glasses. Who ran 3 tests you didn't think you needed. Made you 40 minutes late for work. The kiosk offers you a thumbs up and a thumbs down. You tap thumbs down. Low efficiency. It feels good, honestly, like leaving a bad review for a slow restaurant. The screen thanks you for your feedback. It really is polite. You sit in the waiting room. There's a poster you've seen 100 times. 94% of patients agree. Faster care, less waiting. You believe it, you've felt it. The visits are quicker now. Less arguing, less waiting on results. A kid across the room is building a tower out of magazines. His mother is on her phone. Someone's coffee is going cold on the arm of a chair. This is not a dystopia. It's a Tuesday. Dana, at the front desk, waves you through. She's worked here longer than the kiosk has. She still says, "Good morning," like she means it. You ask how her family is. Her son just started college. You've been coming here long enough to watch a receptionist's kid grow up in a waiting room. That's the thing about this clinic. It felt human. It still smells human. You think about how easy it's all become. You used to wait an hour just to be told to rest and drink water. Now the screen tells you before the doctor opens her mouth. You never once questioned whether faster was the same thing as better. Why would you? Nobody ever hands you a form that says the machine is in charge now. It just slowly becomes true. One convenient Tuesday at a time. Your doctor is Doctor Elena Reyes. You like her. She listens, which you've started to notice is rare. She's the kind of doctor who looks at you, not the screen. At least she tries to. Today she's already looking at the screen when you walk in. On the wall behind her is a display, your name, your file, and one word already there before you sat down. Priority, low. You feel relieved. Low sounds good. Low sounds like nothing's wrong. You don't notice the way her jaw tightens when she reads it, but that was only the first sign. Dr. Reyes asks you the normal questions. When did it start? Does it hurt when you press here? You answer. She types. The screen updates in real time. It's already suggesting a plan. Rest, fluids. Come back in 3 weeks if it persists. She reads it out loud, but she says it slower than the screen wrote it. Then she does something the screen didn't ask her to do. She presses her fingers under your ribs on the left and watches your face. And does that. She stops. You don't know what means. Neither does the machine. That's the problem. The machine has never once said It took the system 11 seconds to decide you were fine. Dr. Reyes has now spent 9 minutes disagreeing. On the screen, those 9 minutes have a color, and the color is red. A thin line appears at the bottom of the display. Deviation detected. Concordance impact pending. You ask her what that means. She smiles, the way people smile when they're deciding how much truth you can handle. It means I'm taking too long, she says. She's not taking too long. She's the only person in the building actually looking at you. She mutters something, half to herself. I've got 2 flags left this quarter. You don't ask what a flag is. You will wish you had. Here's what a flag is. Every doctor is scored on how often they agree with the algorithm. They call it a concordance score. Agree, and the score stays healthy. Disagree, and you spend a flag. Run out of flags, and the system marks you an outlier. Outliers lose their patients, then their license. So, your doctor is doing math right now. Not about your body, about her career. The screen says, you are fine. 90% of the time, the screen is right. She knows that number. She helped build it. Back when it was only advice. That's the part she can't say out loud. The machine used to suggest. Now it decides, and nobody remembers voting on that. You try to be reasonable. You ask the obvious question.
Can't we get a second opinion?
Dr. Reyes almost laughs, not because it's funny. The second opinion is the same system, she says. You appeal to the machine, and the machine grades its own homework. Only about 2 in every 1,000 people ever appeal at all. The system was built knowing that. It's not a bug, it's the business model. You look at Dr. Reyes differently now. She isn't being difficult, she's being brave, and it's costing her something you can watch on the wall. Every second she spends on you, the number that pays her mortgage ticks down. You came in worried about your ribs. You did not expect to sit and watch a person quietly risk her career in front of you, over a shadow on a screen. She turns the screen toward you. She shows you your own scan from last year beside today's. She points at a shadow that is bigger now than it was. The system compared you to 1,000,000 people who got better on their own, she says.
It's probably right, but it's never met you.
And that's the moment the ache under your ribs stops feeling like nothing. That's the moment it becomes the most important thing in the room. The door opens. It's not Dana. It's a man in a soft gray shirt with a lanyard. He's from something called Care Quality. He is very friendly. He's not here for you. He's here because the screen called him. Dr. Reyes's deviation pulled him in from down the hall. Everything all right in here? He asks. He's smiling. The machine never stops smiling. He glances at the wall. He sees the red line. He sees your priority, low. He sees a doctor spending a flag on a patient the system already cleared. You know your numbers this quarter, he says to her, gently, like a friend. You really want to spend one here? Nobody raises their voice. That's what makes it terrifying. There is no villain in this room, just a very reasonable man, a very reasonable machine, and your very unreasonable doctor. You want to believe this is one broken clinic. It isn't. The same kind of system already runs quietly inside health plans covering millions of people. They were built to do prior authorization at scale, to decide in seconds what care gets approved. Somewhere along the way, deciding what to pay for became deciding what you need. The doctor didn't lose the argument. The doctor was never invited to it. The red line on the screen isn't thin anymore. It's spreading, concordance impact, significant. The whole bottom of the display glows now, like a wound. Dr. Reyes looks at you, then at the screen, then at her flag count, one number, glowing, that decides whether she can afford to believe her own hands. She could sign off, send you home. Rest, fluids, 3 weeks. And if you're in the 90%, you'll be fine, and she keeps her career. If you're in the 10%, you'll be back, and it will be much, much later than today. Or she spins the flag. She overrides the machine. She orders the scan the system said you don't need. You get seen today. You maybe catch the thing that's growing while it can still be caught. And she walks out of this room an outlier. One flag from the end of everything she trained for. She turns to you. For the first time all day, the machine has nothing to say. It's your call now, not hers, not the screen's. There are 2 doors. You have to pick one. So the story stops here, because this part is actually yours. Option A, you tell her to override. You get your scan today. You might save your own life, and you spend the last good doctor in that building. She takes the flag, she takes the fall, and every patient after you inherits a doctor the system is trying to delete. Option B, you trust the machine, you go home, you protect her, and you bet your body on a number that is right 90% of the time. Before I tell you what you did, what would you do? Comment A or B. You told her to override. She didn't hesitate. She pressed the flag. The screen turned fully red, and then strangely went quiet. Somewhere, a number next to her name dropped. It will keep dropping. They found it, early, small enough to treat because you came in on the Tuesday. It was still small. You are going to be okay. She is not. Here's the part you didn't see coming. On your way out, the kiosk asks you to rate your visit. Same thumbs up, same thumbs down. The same screen where you sank a thorough doctor a year ago for running too many tests. You finally understand what you did that day. The man with the silver glasses ran those tests because he looked at people, not screens. You gave him a thumbs down. You fed the machine that is now deleting Dr. Reyes. That poster. 94% of patients agree. Faster care, less waiting. You were the 94%. You are the reason the flags keep getting rarer. She had 2 flags this quarter. She spent 1 saving a patient who helped build the system that punishes her for it. The machine didn't take your doctor away. You did. 1 thumb, 1 rating, 1 Tuesday at a time. Systems like this already exist, not in 20 years. Now, United Health uses an algorithm called NH Predict, built by a company it bought called Navi Health. A class action lawsuit says the tool was used to override doctors and cut off care for elderly patients. The same lawsuit says the company knew the tool had a 90% error rate and that it kept using it because only about 2 in 1,000 patients ever appeal. In March of 2026, a judge ordered the company to hand the algorithm over. Right now, most of these systems still call themselves decision support. They advise, a human still signs, but the moment you score that human on how often they agree, you have quietly moved the decision. The doctor is still in the room. The doctor just isn't deciding anymore. So here's the question. The next time a screen says you're fine and a tired human in front of you hesitates, who are you going to believe? And what will it cost the one who is willing to be wrong for you? The turning point already happened. You just weren't watching.